A 500 kilogram bomb delivered directly to the head of a Bile Titan. Oh, yes, you gotta love it. Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to the channel. And I'm afraid I've got some very bad news. Yes, they fly now. So, new enemy Terminids are being spotted flying around what looks to be the Spore Towers. I've not seen any of these in-game yet myself, but there are images popping up, and this is obviously quite a frightening development when it comes to the Terminids, especially considering we're trying to activate the Terminid control network to kill all of these vile bugs. But it seems that now they can fly, which is not great. And it's especially kind of funny, because if you think about it, charges have been nerfed, Bile Titans have been nerfed, but now, well, there's flying enemies. The CEO is back on X to add fuel to the fire. And this is what he says. I've heard rumors of flying bugs in Helldivers 2. I want to officially refute such preposterous claims. Everyone knows that bugs can't fly. And I'm not alone in thinking this. The Ministry of Truth agrees that this is propaganda from bug sympathizers that want to brainwash good people. Hashtag lies. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Flying enemies are coming to the game. Oh, no. Oh, no. But we do know that there were some leaks. If you guys have been following the videos I've been putting out recently, there seems to be anti-air rocket launchers coming into the game. So, yeah, it's going to be pretty spicy to see what they do to these flying enemies. Or, indeed, if you even need them. Or, indeed, if we get bigger flying enemies. Imagine a flying Bile Titan raining down acid from above. What? Okay, come with me. I want to show you guys this, because you may have noticed these on Terminid maps. Can you see that thing in the distance there? It looks like a skeleton of some description. Could it be a worm? Is this Dune and that is a sandworm? What is that? I'm super confused. But actually, somebody on Reddit has given us the answer. So Tanel1027 says this. For those new among us, that's me, I'm putting my hand up there. These statues appear to be molts from a Terminid enemy from Helldivers 1, known as the Hive Lord, a massive sandworm-like creature. The tremors we've been experiencing could be hints that this bad boy is coming. Now, I'm going to be honest, I've actually not experienced tremors. It might just be because there's that many 500 kilogram bombs going off every time I play the game. The screen is constantly shaking anyway, so I don't even know what's a tremor and what's a shockwave from aerial ordnance. But isn't this cool, right? Imagine the sky's the limit with this stuff. Can you imagine a Helldivers 2 raid? Can you imagine a bigger group than 4 Helldivers fighting against a massive, and I mean massive, enemy, like a massive automaton, massive Terminid like this thing, a Hive Lord, and you have to like blow different bits off it to take it down throughout the mission. Goes into different phases. Honestly, I would literally lose my mind if that ends up being a thing in this game. Like, honestly, guys, I will lose my mind. I need this. I need it, and I need it now. So you guys know I like to throw in the odd meme that tickles me, and this one definitely does. They knew what they were doing when they chose those titles. Sergeant, Master Sergeant, Chief, Master Chief... No, sorry, Space Chief Prime. Now, I think technically they could have had the rank Master Chief, but they decided not to, probably out of respect. I don't think Halo owns the copyright to Master Chief, because it's just a military rank, right? That would be like owning the copyright to General or something. We've also got a sneak peek at some new stratagems coming to the game. I'm not sure when they'll be added to the game. There's a link in the video description below to the source for this material. But let's go over these, because one of them sounds absolutely mental. So the first one is this, the MG206 heavy machine gun, a very powerful but difficult to wield machine gun with intense recoil. It's got a 3-second call-in time, unlimited uses, cooldown time is 480 seconds, and yeah, it's a support weapon. So a new heavier machine gun could be really good for these new waves that we've got spawning, especially with the Terminids. Loads of smaller Terminids spawning. Machine gun absolutely tears through them. So next up, we've got a Stinger missile launcher. Yes, so flying enemies and then a Stinger missile launcher is going to be added to the game. So this is a single-use, target-seeking anti-aircraft missile launcher. Must be locked to targets before firing. Calling time 3 seconds. Uses 5. Cooldown time 30 seconds. Support weapon, hell pod, and it is explosive. So yeah, seems convenient that there appears to be a Stinger missile coming to the game when there's flying Terminids that have been sighted. And also, we're spraying Terminid termicide over all the planets. Is that going to cause them to mutate into flying monstrosities? Who knows? The MLS 4X Commando. Now, this is yeah, I've showed this off in a previous video. This is a quad rocket launcher, but here's the stat sheet for it. So, well, we don't get the stats, but it's the name of it, I guess. Calling time 3 seconds, use is unlimited, cooldown time 140 seconds, and it says an expandable. Why do I keep saying expandable? I literally cannot say expendable. I read it and I say expandable. Expendable missile launcher equipped with 4 laser-guided rockets. Yeah, it's from the film Commando, although I don't think in Commando it was laser-guided. It just fired 4 rockets out. But anyway, this one's laser-guided, so you can fire it, and then obviously wherever you're moving with your crosshair is where the missile will go, which obviously is where the laser is pointing. So that is super cool. And now this one, which could be a literal nuclear warhead. I'm going to read this off, and I'm like, what the hell? So this is the MS-220 missile silo. A Hellpod-sized missile silo for long-range destruction. Includes a remote to select a target and initiate launch. What? What? Now, is this... I don't understand what this is. So a Hellpod-sized missile silo. Now, is this a Hellpod which hits the ground and then it's just got one massive missile inside it and the Hellpod opens up and then you can just set a target and then the rocket will fire out the Hellpod? Or is it a little, like, well, a load of little missiles? I don't think it is. I think it's just literally a big missile in a Hellpod. You call it down, it hits the ground, and then you pick a target and it fires at that target. This sounds like a little mini ICBM, a little mini cruise missile, maybe even a little mini nuke. What about this then? Great post over on Reddit. It says, I hope the community learns from this week and is less hysterical in the future. Now, I've been exposed to hysterical communities in the past. And it's been a bit of a roller coaster. I don't think Helldivers has particularly had a bad week. But it's had, interesting times with this community. But look at this, and this breaks it down. And then I think we should discuss this. So, the user, Mr. Sparkle92, says, there was a lot of toxicity, doom, and gloom regarding the first balance patch. Less than a week later, the state of the game is that. The meta has evolved and is now infinitely more diverse than it was a week ago. 4 railguns used to be super common, see on 7+. Now I see people using railgun, flamethrower, arc thrower, recoilless rifle, expandable. No, it's not expandable, is it? No, expendable. Anti-tank 17, laser cannon, auto cannon, grenade launcher, and even some stalwarts occasionally. You don't really see many of them. I think they're too lightweight really to kill most of the enemies, but they're good for crowd control of smaller enemies. Anyway, we have had access to new mechs, which are pretty good at taking on armored targets. The elite spikes have been adjusted, which will hopefully reduce the amount of running away required in the game. Charges have been weakened, so they are more vulnerable to the game's dedicated anti-tank weapons. Now, yeah, a little thing I want to say about the anti-tank weapons is, I've been using the recoilless rifle quite a bit, but I actually think the expendable anti-tank might be slightly better if you're not having assisted reload, simply because you can call it down much more often. You do get 2 of the rockets in the Hellpod when it drops down, so if you see a charger, call it straight in, pick it up, fire it into its face, yeah, get the kill, rather than just using the recoilless rifle and obviously the slow reload. But if you've got assisted reload with that, then yeah, I don't think much is going to beat that, especially for killing things like Bile Titans and, you just burn them down, and even charges if they're running towards you. But obviously, if you hit them with one good placed rocket in the face anyway, it will just kill them outright. But I do like this because this is kind of like a little capsule of the bubble, I suppose, that the game's been in over the last week or so. And yeah, I mean, railgun. I mean, yeah, the railgun's still pretty strong. But when you look at things like the flamethrower, the arc thrower, and all of those different weapons, you are starting to see a bit more of diversity in the game, and it could simply be because the player base is maturing a little bit. Not everybody wants to run the same weapons for weeks on end, so maybe they pick different weapons. A lot of these weapons have been buffed as well, especially the flamethrower, but also, and the recoilless rifle and the E80. I don't know what to call. When I read that, I see E17, but I know it's the expendable anti-tank rifle. It's like they're buffed, so they're stronger. You can use them. I think it's just a diverse game, and pretty much you'll be able to use quite a lot of different build-outs. And I think with the changes to the... I was going to say the hero spawns, they're not heroes, but changes to the monster spawns, you're probably going to see more things like flamethrower getting used. The arc thrower has been pretty good anyway, and I think you're going to see more of that because, again, it's really good at taking out groups of enemies, and autocannon is pretty good as well, you know, so a lot of that is kind of going to be very usable. But I think all in all, a ton of content has been added to this game in a very, very short space of time, and the way they add the content is really cool. The way they make us work for new content is really cool as well. Just look at the mechs, look at the major order to get them unlocked. Now we're going through a new major order, and again, it feels like something fresh is happening with the game already. It just seems like we're rolling into new update after new update after new update after new update, and honestly, it's sick. I cannot wait to see what these flying enemies do. I cannot wait to see what happens after the Terminid control network is turned on. I cannot wait to see what they do with this game. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching the video. If you did enjoy the video, then do like the video, subscribe to the channel because it helps an absolute ton with the YouTube algo. Leave a comment below, let me know what you think about all of this stuff. And yeah, it's back to trying to control the Terminids. And I think I'm going through my... well, I'm back in my autocannon mode at the moment. Autocannon phase for the win. But I think I want to try and use some of the expendable anti-tank just because it's got such a really short cooldown. And I think there might be some fun to be had with that. Anyway, I'll catch you guys on the next one. See you soon.
Yo, is that the real Stylosa?